24th December. A reflection for the Vigil Mass. Let us reflect on the theme Christmas, perfection and personification of God's revelation. There are only two philosophies of life, says Archbishop Fulton John Sheen. The first is a philosophy of life that believes man can lift himself to God by and through his own efforts, such as the philosophy of Buddhists, ancient Greeks, and the followers of modern psychology who hope to achieve perfection by rearranging their mental status. The other philosophy of life, he argues, the one professed by Christianity. Instead of holding that man should spend his energies lifting himself to God, it holds that God comes down to man. Thus, God takes the initiative to reach out to humans in their need. God comes down to lift up unto himself the fallen humanity. In this line of thought, while God initiates the process of unveiling himself, the human responds to his overtures towards perfection. Thus, humans' response to God's revelation in faith can be summarized as Christmas. In fact, this is the true valid experience of the soul. For the soul responds to something rather than takes the initiative. Because God loved us first, says Archbishop Sheen. God revealed himself to Abram and promised him a son, land, prosperity, and made him a blessing to the entire human race. God manifested himself to Moses in the burning bush and revealed his identity by making him a leader and a freedom fighter who led God's chosen people from Egypt to the promised land for 40 years. God unveiled himself to David by guiding him and fighting on his behalf and making him the great king of Israel. Thus, my dear friends, the entire Bible is about God's encounter with the humanity. So, why did God come down to us and become a man? The answer is no one had ever seen God, and so he manifested himself, last of all his revelations, in the person of his Son, Jesus Christ. Jesus is the fullness of God's revelation and the personification of God in human form. Even though he was in the form of God, he did not count equality with God, but took the human form, that too the form of a slave, says St. Paul, so that the slave could be free, human could take part in the divine. God's Son became human so that human could partake in the sonship of the Son of God, thus become the children of God. He became human to teach us how to be human. He became human to show us the way to become children of God. He became human to manifest to us how to behave like human. For example, do to others what you would want them to do to you. The measure you give will be the measure you get back. If you give, it will be given to you. Forgive, you shall be forgiven. Love, and you shall be loved. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that the world may be saved at the cost of the life of his own Son. This is what Christmas means, my friends. Nothing but love itself. For he who loves lives in God and God in him. For God is love. Christmas is all about love. Love of God and love of neighbor. Love the other with equality, dignity, and fraternity. That's all. Wishing you all a very happy Christmas and prosperous New Year in advance. God bless you.